there's like 4 people in the theater, and we're sitting there, and we're sitting in our seats, and I got my feet propped up, and the movie's been going on for like 10 minutes, and this guy walks in, and he's this fat guy with a beard and glasses, and like dirty like wife beater under his jacket, and like Jay said, he like unzipped his jacket slowly, reached his hand, and Jay was like, oh fuck.
the guy like said, he like just stood there looking at the screen, and then he looked at us, and then he looked back, and then he did this. I was like, oh, here we go, and I started praying. I was like, all right, well, forgive me for all my sins, and he pulled out some fucking juju treats.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched a Movie. I'm Jay, this is Mike, and today we're talking about collection of stamps. Or DVDs, or coins, or whatever the fuck you collect. No, we're not. We're talking about collecting body parts.
Dead people.
And galleries of fuck.
Yeah.
It's about a guy that likes to cut people up and put them on display, and he has a collection of these things going on for him. Mm-hmm. That's it. It's basically a guy like a, I guess you would call him a sadist. He goes around and he sets up these elaborate booby traps, and he lets people fall into them and cut themselves up, and he's a serial killer, and that's pretty much the whole movie right there.
Yeah, and wherever he goes and kills people, he always takes one person with him.
And puts them in a trunk.
He always leaves one.
To look at him later.
Puts him in a trunk and takes him home and like does shit to him.
Yeah.
This is a sequel. Not a lot of people saw the first one, The Collector. I saw it like a year ago or something like that, and I actually liked it. Like it wasn't good, but it was still really disturbing, and it was kind of original in its own way. This one, not so much. Oh, it's written by like all the writers of the shitty Saws, like 4 and 7 and all these other ones. And it's got that same blue, green, like cinematography, and it's like dark and up close shots of stuff, and like when they show the booby traps, they go with like, it'll zoom in on the clicking and the clacking and like schematics of them and stuff, and it's got that same camera work as Saw, and I don't know.
They also showed boobies, not just booby traps.
Lots of dead people's boobies.
Yeah, there was actually one scene at the beginning of the nightclub that was boobies in that too. Yeah. They were live boobies.
The Collector himself, I think he's pretty cool. Like he's got that. I think the mask is really freaky, and his eyes, they're either like black or like green, like weird looking. And I think like he's a really cool idea. I like to see someone take him and make a movie that wasn't just bent on like shot kills and gore, and make like an actual like more suspense filled movie with him, because he's a creepy character, I think. And on a smaller level, when he's attacking, like in the first one, when he's attacking like just one person or one household of people, it feels more creepy. With this one, where it's on like a big scale, and it's the place they're trapped in is like a motel, it's not a house, and it's just it takes away all the creepiness to me, and it was just like a shock factor thing, and I think
the guy, if you guys have ever seen Pitch Black or Chronicles of Riddick, the way his eyes look in Pitch Black, Vin Diesel, that's how his eyes look, and it wasn't bad. Like he's not a bad character, but the problem with him is that they started making him really corny, because they were showing so much of him, and he was doing these stupid things. Yeah. Like there's one scene like the door bursts open, he's got these 2 dogs with him, and he starts shooting a machine gun. Yeah. I mean, it just was like
it's like slow motion,
and then he can obviously talk and stuff, but he's like, ugh. Yeah. And it's these pointless grunts and sounds that just didn't. I mean, I was like, that's not scary.
They wanted to show that he got pissed off at one scene, so he grit his teeth, and it's just funny. He's wearing like a ski mask, and you see his teeth go.
I don't know why I was thinking that, dude, but when his face and the way his mouth and everything looked, he looked like Chevy Chase. I don't know why I was thinking Chevy Chase.
I
don't know. I just looked like him. And when he was grunts and stuff, he's like Banaka.
And he's a badass. Like he can fight.
He's like Jet Li. Like there's a scene where he drops out of the rafters and he fucking does this Jet Li shit. I'm like, damn. Like he flips this girl up and catches her foot on this rope hook thing, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Kung Fu.
But all the actors in there are just forgettable. Like you don't really care what happens to them.
Generic actors. They're not anything special. You're not gonna go see a movie like this for your actors anyway. I mean, it's just whatever. It's not like I Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman in the back somewhere.
Yeah, and it's one. I mean, if you want to make a movie based on shock factor and gore and stuff like that, and you just want to shock people, that's cool. But they didn't really do anything that shocking.
No, I didn't walk away disturbed or like. Ooh, there was one scene, and we were talking about in the car, like where the guy has to break his arm and pull his elbow out and like all this crap on his forearm to get it over this gate to get out. Like that part. Oh, Sunda. That was bad. I mean, it felt like I had taken aluminum foil and bit it. Like, it's like that feeling, oh, God.
Yeah. There's a couple parts where you're like, oh, goodness gracious.
But that was it.
Yeah. And this movie was just like all up in your face the whole time. And it was like, it's dark, it's twisty, we're moving the camera around fast, we're zooming in, it's really loud. And I was just tired of it.
It kind of felt like a Slipknot video with a haunted house attraction and a little bit of Tool on top with some spice.
And the music was like over the top, like techno stuff. And it was like at the end when there's I won't say what's happening, but there's like a fire going, and there's a slow motion scene happening. It's like, saw Tim Washington.
Was there going on? Was there a song?
Yeah, at the very end when she's breaking the glass.
Oh yeah, that was stupid. Oh yeah, they're literally there once like when the light bulb's flickering off and on, and he's like standing behind him, coming towards him. Like it felt like that video looked like Schism. It looked like a Tool Schism video. I was like, there's gonna be a guy with a weird face like playing guitar.
That's kind of how it felt, but yeah.
And then there was bugs and shit everywhere. Like it was just right. But the movie flowed well, and then all of a sudden there'd be like a random jagged thing in there, and it'd be like, what the hell happened? What was that?
Yeah. Well, we're watching the movie the whole time. I kept thinking there's so much potential for creepiness. Like there's a lot of potential for really creepy shit to be happening, and instead they go with the really loud, like in your face, like stuff, and it just, I don't know. I like the Collector. I think he's a badass, like bad guy or badass killer. Like I'd like to see someone else take this movie.
At least he's not an old man with a pig mask on from Saul. Like, there were certain scenes in the movie where you felt the tension and you felt like being scared and stuff, but then they just dropped the rope. I mean, it was like you had that feeling, and then they could have just gone with it further, but they decided to go boom, it's us, and that was it. And then you're like, okay, I'm out of it now. Like Yeah. But and then also the booby traps. The only thing I didn't like about them also, I was thinking, is that they happen so quick. Like they'll just spring them and just like that. But I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5.5 as well. It's just it's nothing really new. I mean, it's just it's a Saw sequel that's better than any of the Saw sequels.
Yeah, if you like those kind of movies and if you like general horror, like general movies like that, then you might like this movie. Otherwise, I mean, don't go in expecting an Academy Award winning new fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen.
I definitely would check out instead of going to see this in the theater, I would go and find the Collector DVD because it's at least more original and it's got its issues. It's kind of out there and weird, but it's way more creepy.
Or you can always just start a collection of your own DVDs or not body parts. Don't do that.
Hey, what's your favorite torture porn movie?
I don't know. I just hate that fucking word because it makes me feel like we're like talking about like naughty things. I don't like it. What's your favorite? How do you even say it? Like, what's your favorite? What's your favorite movie of people getting fucking raped and murdered? I don't know. Like, what do we say?
I thought you were gonna say fucked in the butt.
What's your favorite movie where people are sliced up? All right, just torture porn.
What's your favorite torture porn?
Saul. Like that's it for me.
Yeah, that's the best.
I mean, I can't go with like Hostel. Like if I had to say, Hostel's probably the more squeamish. Like if
the Achilles cut.
Oh,
gracious!
Son of a bitch!
God damn it! God damn it!
Put it back!
Oh,
I hated that fucking.
My feet.
That fucking scene because they zoomed in on it. He's like, walk to me. I was like, punch! I was like, no.
All right, guys. I'm Mike. He's Jay, and we'll see you next time on We Fucked a Duck.
We did what?
We watched a movie.